Hello sailors and sailing fans, I'm Nick Richards, also known as Renegade, and this is going to be the first video for my channel here. I wanted to start off by thanking everybody over at cruiserforums.com. Been absolutely awesome. I'm up here at Truck Stop today. You guys are going to hear some background noise. There's trucks going by in the background. But as it were, I just wanted to thank everybody over at the Cruiser Forum there. It's been really awesome talking to everybody. I've got just a ton of awesome advice. I'm getting ready to do the sailing show. I'm getting ready to buy a boat. I'm selling my truck here. You guys have seen this truck, seen pictures of it here that I've posted, those of you that are on the forum. For those of you that are unfamiliar, I've been doing this little YouTube show called Renegade Trucker. Got almost 1 million views on it now. I've had a whole lot of fun with it, a whole lot of experience with it. But now it's time to step it up to the next level here. And that next level, it's going to be doing a sailing show. And that's something I've really become passionate about. I've wanted to learn to sail since I was a little kid. I've been on power boats my whole life, but sailing is something that's always kind of eluded me, and now it's just kind of become the time I'm going to go and do it. And I've been looking around at several different boats. I think pretty well where I've decided I'm going to be is probably with a Pearson 36. It seems like a really good boat, and it seems to me like it was very well designed. I've done a lot of homework on this. I mean, this isn't something that's just a brand new deal to me. I've really done a lot of research and reading and figuring out kind of what I want there. And so what I'm looking forward to with this is being able to meet up with people, go sailing, go have adventures, and it's going to be a wholly new way of life. See more trucks in the background making noise. Something I've always been really passionate about is photography. I love taking pictures. I love taking pictures, and a couple of years ago I found out that I could do video pretty well too with these cameras. And so in that time I've been learning how to shoot, learning how to edit, learning how to do all these other things. And I still need to get some gear to be where I want to be with it, but I'm pretty happy with what I've got now and my abilities that I have now, and I'm going to spend some time here further honing those abilities, and I'm going back to doing photography full-time as a living. What brought this on is been trucking pretty hard here lately, working on making money. I was planning on waiting until the end of the summer and then spending the winter refitting the boat, learning how to sail and everything, but I am moving that schedule up. We had a little incident happen. Blew a drive line out of the truck here last week. It was just a horrible deal. So we had this breakdown with the truck, and then the wrecker driver that was towing the load back, not the truck, but the load, he hit a tree with the load, and it's caused this whole big deal now, and it's totally messed up my world for several days. And it was kind of a turning point for me when all this happened. I was out there for, I think it happened at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 4:30 in the afternoon, something like that. And by the time it was all said and done, it was like 6 o'clock the next morning before I got to go to bed. And it just brought me back to all the things that I hate about doing heavy haul, and the things about the trucking industry that I've really stopped enjoying it for. So this is going to be a brand spanking new adventure. This is what we've got going on, and I'm really looking forward to taking you guys along on this with me. We're going to get a boat put together here. And the plan is, I'm going to start off by doing some sailing up and down the West Coast. Going to start out doing a lot in Puget Sound. I've already made a few friends out that way in Washington State, so that gives me a lot of options there. I really want to go north. I want to make it up to Alaska. If I can get up to Alaska, that's going to be really awesome. I don't know if I'll be able to do that before the summer's out or not. Another trip I'm considering that'll be a hell of a lot of fun is I've been thinking about making the trip out to Hawaii, because this year is going to be the 75th anniversary of Pearl Harbor. I think going out there on a sailboat would be really awesome, and there's a little bit of a backstory I'm going to get into with this channel. And what that backstory is when I was a kid, my favorite person in the whole wide world was my Grandpa Don. And Grandpa Don was a World War II veteran. And we always used to sit around together and we would watch documentaries on TV. We'd watch The Undersea World of Jacques Cousteau, which got me really interested in the ocean life. And it got me really interested in scuba diving. I became a certified scuba diver because of it. And then we'd also watch World War II documentaries, and that was really interesting for me. And I wouldn't find out until after Grandpa had died that I was the only person he ever talked to about the war. He was on the island of Manila in the Philippines. He was also in Hawaii shortly after the Pearl Harbor attack. He was shipped out there in short order, and it was pretty interesting to hear all those stories from him. And I was really young when I heard those stories, and I really wish that today I had a better recollection of them. I wish I could have paid more attention. But one of the things I'd always told my grandpa is that I was going to build a boat someday, and I was going to take him back across the Pacific. And where this dream came from was my grandpa had built a boat back in 1962. It was a set of Glenelg plans, a Sea Knight. Great little boat. I mean, I had so many memories on that thing growing up, and it's kind of sad. I realized I don't even have any pictures of it today, and I really need to see if I can get some of those rounded up. But I don't have any pictures of that boat today. I really wish I did, because it was such an amazing piece of my childhood. We'd be out there as kids. I'd be standing at the captain's wheel, and I'd have one of my siblings up in a turret shooting down airplanes. I mean, it was just all kinds of fun. You know, they'd be sticking out the front hatch with a broomstick or a piece of pipe or whatever, and you know, making all the machine gun noises, driving our parents crazy. We just had a time doing it. With that, I told Grandpa that I was going to build a boat someday, and I was going to sail him across the Pacific and take it back to the Philippines, because he always talked about wanting to see it again. And after he died, we found these maps in his garage that he'd kept in there that I don't know what happened to them. I don't know where they are today. But it would have been really cool to have those maps, because those he had those maps of the Philippines, and he'd gone out there, and I guess he used to go sit out there and look at them. And Grandpa, he was a really interesting character. He played music, and as a matter of fact, this music that you're hearing in the background, that is my grandpa's music. This tape was recorded in 1964 in my hometown of Livingston, Montana. And on the trumpet, that's my Grandpa Don playing. And I've been going through slowly but surely. My uncle sent me these tracks over. I've been going through, cleaning them up, taking all the pop and hiss and everything out of them, making them sound good. And so throughout my videos, you're going to hear a lot of this music playing, this jazz in the background. And that's going to be the Melodiers. And someday I may build my boat. I would like to build a 55-foot Glenelg design called the Lodestar. It's a really cool boat. I really like the way it's set up. There's a few custom things I do to it. It's probably going to turn it into a bilge keeler, some things like that. But overall, that's a massive project, and it's not something I can do right now, because it would take $300,000 to $400,000 to finish that project. And if I worked on it full-time, 24/7, it would take me, you know, a year and a half, 2 years to get that thing built. And if that's all I did, and I had my helper out here with me doing it, because I used to be a ship fitter, I used to be a welder, so I've got plenty of those skills where I could do those types of things. It's just, for me right now, the most important thing is I want to get out sailing, and I want to get out having some of those adventures. That's what we're trying to do. Is I'm going to get out here and spend some time on the boat. I'm going to get out and do some hiking. I'm going to get out and do some fishing. I'm going to get out and have more physical activity, which is going to help me out a whole bunch. And I'm going to start being able to eat better having the boat, because in the truck right now it's difficult. I got a microwave, I got a little oven, got a refrigerator in there, but cooking in the truck is difficult. That's just the way it works. And so being able to cook in a boat, which has a real kitchen, which has a real icebox, which has a real stove, has a real oven in it, that is going to be such an awesome thing. And having running water, that's going to be so amazing. And it's because of my time in the trucking industry. When you look at it, that little sleeper there, that's been my home for years now. And so since I've been able to live as well as I have in that sleeper, I know moving into a boat is just going to be amazing, because it's going to be like all of a sudden I have so much space and running water and having a toilet in there and not having to get dressed in the middle of the night to go use the bathroom. I mean, those are just wonderful things that I'm looking forward to in doing this, and it's going to be really amazing. And just the ability to travel. And I gotta say that the people I've met over here at Cruiser Forum so far, I mean, absolutely awesome folks. I have got such a warm reception over there. It's been absolutely amazing. And anyone who sees this video, who's thinking about getting into this, it's a really great resource. Really helpful people over there. You got a lot of people that are out doing this, living the dream. So if you want to check it out, cruiserforum.com. I'll have a link up here for you. Well, that's going to be it for this video, guys. I will catch up with you on the next one. I don't know how long it's going to be before I upload the next video, because right now I am completely in learning mode. I'm not an expert sailor. I'm not a master of doing this. I've been on boats my whole life. I've had a lot to do with power boats. I was in the Navy, but sailing is something that's entirely new to me. And in order to provide you with great content, well, I need to get out here and I need to be doing some of this, but I'm getting the channel rolling. It's going to be a little slow to get started. I got to get the truck sold. I got to get the trailer sold. Once those things are done, then we're going to go out to Seattle. We're going to start boat shopping. I'm going to try and find a boat in the Pacific Northwest. We'll see how that pans out. So my next video is probably just going to be a plan, or the start of a plan on how I intend to get here. I'm going to start drawing up a rough draft of that, and I'll start sharing that with you guys. Just show you what it takes and share my experience with you as I get set up and get ready to go cruising. So until the next video, we'll see you then.